ultrasound pictures of life at 6 months, and the face of the baby that Daniela, already a mother of 3, will soon give birth to. But this time she won't keep it. She is a surrogate in Colombia's capital, Bogotá, for a couple in the United States. Not everyone in her family knows that she is doing this, which is why she wants to remain anonymous.
This whole thing is a process, and it comes with a mutual payment, mutual help. On one hand, the baby. On the other hand, they are helping us too, with money. And women who do this can then decide to open a business, for example. Before I started this, I had been unemployed since the pandemic. So when I learnt about this opportunity, I told myself it would be great, also because I could be with my children, at home.
At the end of her pregnancy, Daniela will earn just 4,000 euros in total. Colombia is a bargain compared to the US or Europe, where surrogates get paid tens of thousands. And commercial surrogacy is not forbidden. It's a market that is thriving in a legal void. After previous attempts, Colombia is again discussing a bill that would regulate the practice. Surrogacy would only be possible as an altruistic act, with no extra pay, and foreigners who make up the majority of customers would be barred. Human rights lawyer Maria Cristina Hurtado says that does not go far enough. She wants it banned entirely.
A government cannot regulate a practice that violates human rights. This is a practice that has opened the doors to abandonment, danger, defenselessness, to trafficking children, to sexual exploitation. You have to take account of that.
And to carry a child for others, women also have to go through hormonal treatments without knowing how their bodies will react. DW had arranged an interview with the Ministry of Justice, which is proposing the new law. They cancelled on short notice. Urged by the Constitutional Court to take action, congressmen like Alejandro Ocampo say regulating surrogacy is a start, even if he too would prefer a ban.
If you start regulating surrogacy, medical facilities need to tell us whose child it is. Then we would already have control over that surrogate. And it will not be easy anymore to take that child out of Colombia. If it is not your child, we will imprison and fine doctors, those who break the rules.
Surrogate mothers like Daniela support new rules, but also want to decide for themselves what's best. She feels safe and is happy to help the couple in the US. And maybe she can soon open a shop of her own.
Well, Mia Dambach is Executive Director of the agency Child Identity Protection. I asked her whether she believes surrogacy violates human rights.
Thanks for the question. I think that surrogacy, especially commercial surrogacy in the way it's currently practiced, generally violates human rights law, in particular the Convention on the Rights of the Child. It doesn't always have to violate the Convention on the Rights of the Child and other international standards, but in the majority of cases it currently does.
Right. So perhaps you could explain that to us, why this is such a contentious issue, because you from what I understand from what you've said, some places, in those places it's illegal, there's a spectrum of what you would call acceptable to completely reprehensible. Why is it so contentious?
I think the main reason that it's contentious is because at the moment it's operating in a way that's become a market for children. It's their commodification. At the moment, we are seeing that surrogate mothers are being paid to transfer the child, either physically or their legal parentage. And according to the Convention on the Rights of the Child and its optional protocol, whenever anybody receives any remuneration or any other consideration, it is the sale of the child when you have to transfer for that.
Right.
That is at the one extreme. And we can see that many of the intermediaries, the case that you mentioned here, Colombia, the women are only getting $4,000. But what are the intermediaries getting? They're getting like tens and thousands, and no one is regulating the intermediaries. And they're complicit in this selling of children.
And just looking at the sort of the end of this process, as it were, concerns are often raised about the mothers involved in these transactions. Has there been any research on the potential effects on children conceived in this way?
There has been research, but it's children that have been born in the UK and through altruistic arrangements. No one has yet to do any research on children born through commercial surrogacy, but what we are seeing, we can learn lessons from inter-country adoption when money is being used in these processes, as well as with donor conception. The children who are now adults are complaining and they are saying they feel commodified.
Right, thank you for that. It's a pity we don't have more time to explore such an amazingly contentious issue, but thank you. Mia Dambach, Executive Director of Child Identity Protection.